What's going on, everybody? We are talking top five NFL teams in the league right now as it stands. This is week two that just wrapped up. So it's only been two games for everybody. And to be honest, I'm not just going to switch things around just for the sake of switching things around. The rankings I had last week, I feel like will stay the same. I had Philly number one. I had Green Bay number two. I had the Buffalo Bills number three. I had the LA Rams number four, and I had the Baltimore Ravens number five. Now, I thought about switching the Rams and the Ravens because the Ravens smacked the Cleveland Browns, and the Rams, took care of business against Tennessee, but didn't smack them as bad as the Ravens did the Browns. But also, I don't think the Browns are as good as the Titans. So ultimately, I was like, am I really just switching them just for the sake of switching them? So I'm not going to do the trendy thing of people always having to switch things around just for the sake of it. Those are still the five best teams. I think Philadelphia winning in KC looked the part. Green Bay, as I said before, they are like 1B. Philly's 1A, Green Bay's 1B. I think that Green Bay defense showed up again against Jaden Daniels and took care of the business took care of the Commanders. But the Eagles also went to Kansas City and took care of the desperate Chiefs that were 0-1 and needing a win at home in their home opener, and they got the job done. So I can't discredit them. So I had to keep them the same. Buffalo did their thing and whooped on the Jets. So they stayed put right where they're at. The reason they're not any higher, even though their offense might be better, is because I think the Philly defense and the Green Bay defense are better. And ultimately, I think defense wins championships. Now, I will want to talk about some teams that were kind of sniffing to get into that top five. And had any of these five teams lost or won by barely winning and kind of got lucky or something, I might have switched these teams into the top five. And those teams are the Buccaneers and the Chargers. And I had one more team that I wrote down, which was the Detroit Lions. I think those three are, essentially 6, 7, and 8 in the power rankings. Like I said, the top five stays the same. But the thing is, the Chargers looked good in week one when they took care of the Chiefs, and Justin Herbert looked like a really, really, really elite quarterback. But we were like, all right, it's one game. Now they play the Raiders on the road for the Raiders home opener. And we thought it might be a close game, and it wasn't. I mean, the Chargers defense looked good, and Herbert looked great again. And so you start thinking, if this Chargers defense is good, and knowing that it's Jim Harbaugh who likes to control time of possession and really kind of limit the opposition's possessions, well, that gives you an advantage now where your offense, if it can be execute its job and be efficient, then that leads to wins. So I really like what I've been seeing from the LA Chargers. And, they also lost Rashawn Slater, their starting left tackle for this season. And seems like that O-line haven't missed a beat. Joe Alt moved from right tackle to left tackle. He's been doing this thing, and that O-line looks good. So got to give credit to the Chargers. The Buccaneers, man, Baker Mayfield just is one of those quarterbacks that looks the part, doesn't he? Like, he's just a dog, and it looks like the guys around him love him. And for what he doesn't have in, let's say, raw talent, he makes up in just pure will. And I really respect that about Baker Mayfield. And, I mean, Tampa started with 2 road games at Atlanta, at Houston, and they took care of business in both. And, yes, it was close and all that. But even in this last game, if you watch the Monday night game at Houston, Baker made a great throw to the rookie Ibuka, as with probably like 40 seconds left in the game when they were trying to drive down to score the touchdown to take the lead, and he dropped it, and it led to a 4th and 10 for the Buccaneers. They went for it. I think maybe there was more than 40 seconds left, but it was the last drive. And then Baker scrambles out of some trouble and gets the first down, and they keep rolling, and eventually they scored a touchdown. And a drop like that could have been deflating. It could have been like, man, that was the play, and we could have kept the drive going, and now it's 4th and 10, and we lost the game. But no, this guy just has that will. It doesn't matter. That could have been a setback. That was, a great throw and just a drop. And it would have been about a 30-yard gain, in my opinion. I think it was about 25, 30 yards. So, I love their will. And then with the Lions, again, week one, they get smacked by the Packers. But the Packers might be the best team in the league. And, and then week two, obviously, they might be playing one of the worst teams in the league in the Bears. But they smacked them 52-21 and showed their offense hasn't completely lost it. So I feel like coming off of last season, the sample size we have from there, again, yes, they did lose Ben Johnson. They did lose their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, but, they still have Dan Campbell, and they still have the same players and skilled players. So ultimately, I still have to respect the Lions. And until they really fall off, they're going to be hovering around that area because that offense still showed it can be explosive. Now, I would have them ranked in that order where I would have, again, Philly number 1. I would have Green Bay number 2, essentially 1B. Buffalo would be number 3. I would have the Rams at 4, the Ravens at 5, but then I would have the Chargers at 6, the Buccaneers at 7, and then I would put the Lions at 8. And that's the way I would rank those. And, 9 and 10, I can pick 2 random teams, but really those are the 3 that I think are hovering. And if one of those top 5 teams drops a game here and one of those 3 hovering teams wins, they're going to jump them probably, unless it's like the Eagles or the Packers, because, well, who knows, because the Packers play the Browns, so that would be a bad loss. But the Eagles do play the Rams, so one of those is going to lose, and we'll see how that game goes. If the Rams beat the Eagles and it looks good, then maybe they'll jump the Eagles, and we'll see. Maybe things will shake up. But for now, those are the rankings after week 2. Let me know if you agree, disagree, who you would put, what order you would put them in. And also, I'm asking you guys, if you've made it to this point in the video, please subscribe if you haven't already. And also, give me some ideas. I need a name for this podcast. I've been thinking about maybe calling it Thinking Out Loud or something like that. But help me be creative. I'm just starting essentially with this channel, and I want to keep it going and see where I can grow it to. It's a long-term play. And I appreciate the people that have been watching. Even when there's only 20 views on a video, I still appreciate it. That's 20, times that people took their time to watch. So I really appreciate that. And give me your comments, your feedback. I'd appreciate it. And as we keep growing, obviously, then hopefully we get more and more viewers and subscribers and build a bigger community where we can talk sports. And obviously something that we all have in common, and that's our love for sports, whether it's basketball or football or even baseball. The playoffs are coming up soon, and I really don't follow the baseball regular season that much, but once playoffs start, I really do kind of pay attention. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys with a video tomorrow.